substitute teacher? Not all heroes have certification. That's true. Any teachers here, actually, by any chance? What do you teach?
I teach animation at SBA.
Yeah, I'm stuck for that. No big deal. Okay. Yeah. Done that 100 times. No big deal. If you write a lesson plan, I can sub it. Okay? I can be there. Being a substitute teacher is kind of interesting because it means I have a passion for education, but I have a much bigger passion for teachers getting sick. That is kind of my main thing. It's like, look, I love learning, but I really need Ramona to get pregnant. Okay, this is Daddy needs to pay rent. Being a sub is interesting also though, because you think when you go into this school, you're like, oh, the kids will respect me. They will think of me as just a temporary replacement teacher. You're more like a step teacher, actually. So like, I'll try to get them to do something. There's a lot of like, fuck you, you're not my real dad, kind of thing going on. It's not great. Anybody else actively afraid to go to their day job? Anybody else in here? Just me? I'm scared of the youth. Teens are so mean. I don't know if you've met one. Hopefully not recently. Anybody? But the teens are mean. I'm getting roasted all the time. And I mean, I'm giving them a lot to work with. I'm being honest. Because I show up in this New York City public school as some hillbilly from the Ozarks, and it's like, I'm a rootin' tootin' friend of yours. And they're like, you are not. I had a student say, you look like Freddie Mercury if he was gay. And because I love learning and I would educate them, I said he was gay. And they're all Gen Z, so they were like, you can't say that. And I was like, all right. Okay. I gotcha. This happened actually just this last week. A student I had never had in class before saw me going down the hall, and she said, hey, you know who you remind me of? And no one's ever going to be like, Jason Statham, but he fucks more. It's never that. It's always something bad. She was like, you know who you remind me of? And I was like, no, who? And she was like, who's that guy from that show with the blue dog? And you know the show. It's Blue's Clues, right? And here's the thing about Steve from Blue's Clues, is he has hair. I do not. I have a mustache, and he does not. I was not wearing green. I was not wearing stripes. I was not wearing khakis, which means this student who has never heard me speak just saw me kind of walk through the hall, and within 3 seconds was like, virgin who loses things in his own house. Just based on my vibes. Okay, last one. I had a kid tell me, this is the best one, honestly. He told me, you look like the Monopoly man if he had no money. And it was like, holy shit, incredible. Phenomenal work. You can't read. How did you do that? I'm so impressed. My job before the very lucrative profession of occasional teaching was I worked at the Apple Store for like 8 years. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have an English degree, so that's what I'm qualified to do. Is sell things I cannot afford. That was a good almost a decade. And Apple is a very private company. I don't know if you know this about them, but they don't like it when people talk about what goes on behind the scenes. But I don't work there. So let's get into a story, okay? This is my favorite customer interaction I've ever had. This is back when I lived in Chicago. It's about 2014. And my job, I just started there. My job for the day is iPad boy. You all know iPad boy? You walk into the store, there's iPad boy. Okay, that's me. I'm there to take your order, basically. And it's an important job, iPad boy, because you know, you go into an Apple store and you see iPad boy, and you tell them all your problems, and then iPad boy goes, oh, I'm so sorry, can you tell that to 5 other people? That's what I was doing. So I'm iPad boy, and an angry Chicago man, just this Italian beef dipped man, comes into the store, barges in, and he's mad. And before he even talks to me, the iPad boy, he's hollering, I need to speak to a manager! Because there's not just Karens, there's Darrens out there too. This man's a little older. He reminds me of my dad, so I think I have to make him happy. This is really important for me. So I'm like, you don't need a manager, you got tie-tie. Let me help you out, okay? And he's like, I don't think you're going to be able to help me. This is a pretty big problem. And I said, oh, let me do it. I love capitalism. Let me do this for you. And he says, okay, I'll let you try, but okay, the deal. Your company has downloaded gay pornography onto my iPhone. So he says, Apple has downloaded gay pornography onto his iPhone. And if you're curious, we are not trained for this scenario. This does not come up in the 2 weeks of role playing that we do before we hit the sales floor. So I'm thinking this is user error, right? Probably. Like this guy, he Googles something, spells something wrong, and he's like, oh no, or whatever. He goes to the Apple store. But he won't show me his phone. So I'm trying to troubleshoot it, but he's too embarrassed to let the gay porn he looked up to show it to me. And so we're going back and forth or whatever, and eventually he snaps and he's just like, fine, do you want to see the pornography? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, this is an undercover boss thing, is it? Like, you're legit? I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't want to see the pornography. Whip out the hogs, okay? Let's see the butt boys, right? Like, I want to see what's going on. I should clarify, gay porn is not really my genre of porn, if I'm being honest with you. It's not my favorite. I'm more of like a fake taxi cab bang bus type of guy. I love transportation, so trains. Anyway, so he shows me his phone, and there's a black and white photograph, not even a video, a black and white photograph on his phone of like a slender, shirtless man being caressed by an older, shirtless man. And if that doesn't ring any bells for you, that was the album art for that U2 album that was downloaded on everybody's phone. I had to be like, you got me, Darren, you got me on this one. Because that is not gay pornography, but Apple did do that to you. Apple did that to you, my man. And there's no way to get it off, so enjoy that. And you would think that's where the story ends, but no, now, because I'm so dedicated to customer service, I'm now explaining what U2 is to an old man. And if you thought he was mad about the gay thing, he hates Bono. Right? Not a fan at all. Fun little music joke. I mean, it's a true story, you know, a fun little music joke. I listen to a lot of music, something unique about me. Nobody else really hears it the way I do, I guess. But I'm not really a big movie guy. I'm not like other boys, okay? All my guy friends are like huge cinema boys, right? They see all the movies, and I just don't. I have nothing against movies, I just don't have big opinions on movies. When I see a movie, I just count how many bald characters there are. That's kind of what I'm doing. It's my version of the Bechdel test, I guess. You could say, you know, it's the Bechdel test. And I'm like, okay, so do the balds have names, first of all? And are they not the villain in the story? That's kind of a big deal. Because, I mean, you go through the movies. We got Thanos, we got Voldemort, Gollum, Lex Luthor, the other ones, MODOK, and the new thing. We're always the bad guys. We're always the bad guy in every movie. The hairless people are either the bad guy or we're like the child that's the cure. You know, like it's not ideal representation. I see a lot of haired allies in the room. That's really great. That's good to see you. If you don't know, balding is where your face colonizes your head, and that's not the point of this story, though, I guess. What I'm getting around to saying is, I think I don't like movies just because I have bad taste and I only like one movie. If I'm being honest with you, I really like one movie. I'd love to tell you about it if you'll give me a minute. It's a classic from 1997, the year of our Lord, 1997. It's directed by John Woo. Stars two great guys, John Travolta and Nick Cage. It's a little movie you might know called Face Off. Anybody got Face Off on their line? Yeah. Face Off means reveal yourself by running your hands down your neighbor's face, okay? That was just for the face heads up. Face Off, the best movie. Guys, we did it in 97. I don't know why we need more movies. Face Off ripped so hard. It's embarrassing anyone's tried since 1997. So here's the plot if you haven't seen it. Okay. So, okay, Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, arch enemies, also sex symbols at the time, weird, but not the point. They're arch enemies. Nicolas Cage, terrorist for hire. That's right, he freelances like the rest of us, and he put a bomb somewhere. John Travolta's got to find it, but Nicolas Cage is in a coma, so he can't tell John Travolta where it is, and none of Nicolas Cage's boys will talk to John Travolta. So John Travolta undergoes an experimental cosmetic surgery where he takes off Nicolas Cage's face and wears it and pretends to be him, even though their bodies are very different. He's going to do Nicolas Cage stuff, and then you guessed it, Nicolas Cage wakes up angry and as faceless as the day is long. He's like, I need a face. And he sees his enemy's face in a jar, pops that right on, and folks, we got a face off, okay? We got all those faces. It is so good. And now, there's other stuff that happens. There's a motorcycle, a helicopter chase or something, but mostly the face thing. I love the face thing big time. And my friends are like, you should watch other movies. Have you seen Tar? It's like, okay. Like, no offense to Cate Blanchett in her career-defining performance as Lydia Tarr, but she has got one face in that movie. Okay, boring. I've seen it already. All right. They're like, watch A24. I'm like, you should watch a surgery where two men trade faces. Have you done about this? Have you done about this? You want me to watch bodies, bodies, bodies? Call me when it's faces, faces, faces. All right. Okay, that's my time, y'all.